What's up, guys? Haven't dropped a video in a couple of days. Wanted to make sure I stay in touch with you. Um, I just been doing a lot of day trading, so been kind of busy, but wanted to talk about what's been going on in the news. Um, I guess the two main things that I've really been kind of keeping my eye on is what's going on over in Israel, and then we got the Donald Trump thing going on. The Israel situation, it's hard to see what's really happening the way they report on the news. It's like so sugar coated that I know that there's more going on. I'm not really sure which side is doing how much damage to each side based on the reporting. You see what I mean? And it's like, I feel as though that situation is going to spin out of control. And more countries are going to jump in. And before you know it, we got shock and awe going on again. You know what I mean? And it's like right around election time. And I feel like the United States should stay out of it. I think that if they're going to be in it, they need to be talking to Israel and getting them to tone this thing down. Because obviously a lot of people are going to get killed on that other side over there, Palestine, because Israel just has too much power, too much force. So you're looking at a slaughter after a while. Same thing with the Russia-Ukraine thing. Like, the United States had to tell Russia, look, you can't just be doing it all wild and crazy like that. You see what I mean? Because it just turns into a slaughter. Is it ridiculous? Yeah. Want me to tell you why it's so ridiculous? I have no idea what they're fighting over. Straight up. I don't even know why they're even in conflict. As much as I watch the news, I still don't have a good reason on why they're in conflict. Now, let's move on to Donald Trump. Donald Trump suffers from a syndrome called never gone to jail before. You see what I mean? Cause see, that's the one thing you can tell about black people. When they start having us in court, you ain't gonna see us out in the courtroom, outside the courtroom acting a fool. You won't see us acting a fool inside the courtroom either. Cause we have been to jail before. And see, Donald Trump is, I think I said this in one of my other videos, he would have gotten away with each one of these charges if they weren't all together like this. The reason why this is a big problem for him is because it's costing the government a lot of money. It's a huge charade. And because it's costing them a lot of money, he's going to have to pay for it. And the way they're going to make him pay for it is by going to jail. One of these court cases is going to clip him up where I don't know if he's going to spend that much time in jail. You know what I mean? But they're going to try and make an example of him. I wouldn't even say really make an example of him. They're going to try and teach him a lesson. And anybody else who tries to do what he's doing a lesson, because it's obvious that he is invoking different dictators now in his speeches, where it's just like, what is your plan? Like, who told you that we want a dictator over here? Like, where is that coming from? And for him to be leading now in the polls in all of the battleground states, I think except for one, it just says so much to me about the people in this country. It says volumes. And I mean, you know what? I've never even used that I've heard other people say that things may say volumes about somebody or something like that. I've never used that until just now. I just have it in my brain, but it says volumes about the people in our country for them to actually. It's almost like they worship him, and I could see if there was something to worship. Like, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be facetious at all. I'm being serious. Like, I could see people worshiping Barack Obama. Not because I like him, not because he's black, just because he was just smooth as shit. I could see somebody like worshiping Bill Clinton. Um, who else is really good? Um, trying to think of a Republican so it doesn't sound slanted, but they usually just don't have any smooth Republicans. I just let's go with John Kerry. Even though he wasn't president, I could see people worshiping that guy if he became president, cause he's just smooth as hell. You see what I mean? Um, Trump, I don't see it. I don't understand. And then there's like this whole racism type thing behind everything he's saying too. It's like, what is going on? Like, and then I don't know. But people to support that, which is it worries me. You know what I mean? It really shows you. Um, I'll give you an example. Half of the chicks that go to those Trump rallies, half of those white women in there, used to be part of the circle that I would be like probably fucking. Yup, straight up. They the ones that can't wait to get themselves a black man. And then for them to be up in there like that, really like cheering for this guy, and he's obviously shooting these little racial cues out. I'm like, what is going on here? Just like when we had the I'm not. I guess I can't say January 6th without getting a note on my thing, but it's just like when we had that, it was just like, what is this? Right? You know what I mean? Like, can't do that, man. You can't do that. And the scary thing about it is, I think something like that might happen again because it's like if he gets convicted, those people are like programmed or something. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing to me because I look at I don't know if you guys ever look at Jordan Kepler. I think that's his name. He comes on the Daily Show and he goes out and interviews like Trump people at their rallies and stuff, and it's just like, what? Like, I can't believe it. Almost, you know. I don't know. I thought TV and the internet was making people more progressive, but it just seems like we're going backwards. It's like, we pushed the ball all the way up to the top of the hill, and then we let it roll right back on us all the way back down. And maybe that might be, why civilization has had to start over and over again, because we get to this point where we're like really apexing everything, technology, everything's going at a super high rate, and then we run into conflict with each other and destroy each other. Um, it's what's today's date? Like November something, and it's freaking hot outside. Straight up, like come on. Um, something's going on, and I feel like the world is getting better. I feel like there are a whole bunch of people getting better, And then there are a whole bunch of people getting worse. It's weird. A lot of people are really coming into a higher frequency and a higher vibration. I know because I listen to a lot of that stuff on YouTube, and I can see that those channels are getting a lot of views. You know what I mean? Like the real positive stuff that I listen to. Say for instance, if I'm just day trading and I don't feel like hearing like anybody talking or anything like that, I'll just put on like 432 frequency. You guys should listen to that. Alpha waves. Just in the background when you're doing stuff, and you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. It'll help. It can help you do whatever you're doing. Like if you want to concentrate more, if you want to relax, if you feel like you just want to get some sleep, I go to sleep to that. And it just, if the more you know about different vibrations and things like that, you know the importance of you can actually put different frequencies into your brain, into your ears. They got all that stuff right on YouTube. I suggest you guys pull it up and just put it on in the background. But your thing about your ears is they hear everything. You see what I mean? And your brain is taking that in. So, but I do see that there is a shift of people that are becoming more, not so much awake, but willing to dive into the deeper aspects of life and really manifesting their true like spirit. You know what I mean? I know with me, I've made a lot of changes. Um, and it didn't happen overnight, but um, I have become more in tune with. I don't know if you want to call it God or because the thing about it is like a lot of people say God is inside of us. So I don't know if it's becoming more in tune with myself, my true self. I think that I've taken in a lot of information, and now my brain is putting it all together. So that's why sometimes if you don't see, I make a video. Like I might skip a few days or 2 days. Not usually more than 2 or 3 days. I'll usually make one, but um, during that time in between my videos, what I'm doing is learning. And some of the stuff that I'm learning, I don't make a video about it yet because I don't have a way of putting it into words that somebody who has no idea what I'm talking about would understand. Like, say for instance, I'm pretty deep into non-duality, and that's a whole nother concept that to your normal person they don't even know what you're talking about. Because a lot of times, in order to even experience something like that, you have to have a near-death experience. So if you haven't had a near-death experience or had some type of some kind of psychedelic drug um, experience, then you would not understand non-duality. So, but I do talk about it sometimes in my videos, and I'm gonna be talking about it, in the future too, as I get more of a grasp of it. I had a near-death experience, so I understand it, but being able to convey that is it's a whole nother thing, and I don't want to mislead or misguide anyone. So when you come here, I want to make sure I'm giving it to you right, just like you like it, like you need it, and like you got to have it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm Ramo, the baddest man on YouTube.